The person you are today is just the beginning. Disappear from your old limitations and watch how quickly you transform into someone extraordinary. To disappear is to surrender the old identity that's no longer serving you. In its place, you create a new one born from your highest potential. Don't be afraid to disappear from the old version of yourself. The new you is waiting with open arms, ready to become everything you've ever dreamed of. It's not about literally vanishing or leaving everything behind. Instead, it's about removing the old, limiting parts of yourself that are holding you back, and stepping into a new version of you, the version that is strong, confident, and unstoppable. This is the process of real personal transformation. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this. I'll walk you through the steps you need to take to get rid of the negative influences, habits, and mindsets that are keeping you stuck. You'll learn how to embrace solitude, create a vision for growth, and build the daily habits that will empower you to reach your full potential. But here's the thing, this is not a quick fix or a shortcut. The transformation we're talking about is one that takes time, effort, and consistency. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to start that process and re-emerge as the best version of yourself. So if you're ready to stop living the same way, ready to leave behind the doubt and confusion, and ready to transform into someone you are truly proud of, then stick around. This is going to be an incredible journey, and I promise you it will be worth it. Let's get started. Number 1, take control of your mindset. Everything begins with your mindset. The way you think is the foundation for everything you do and everything you achieve. If you don't get this right, no strategy, no advice, no plan will work. Taking control of your mindset isn't just some nice idea, it's the starting point of every transformation. And if you're here to change your life, this is where we start. First, let's acknowledge the truth. Life happens. Challenges come. Setbacks arrive. People disappoint us. But here's the good news, you don't have to let any of it control you. You have the power to decide what those experiences mean to you. You can choose whether to let them drag you down or use them as a stepping stone. And it starts with how you think. That's what taking control of your mindset means. It means reclaiming your thoughts, choosing them deliberately, and not letting outside circumstances dictate your life. Now, how do you do this? First, you've got to be honest with yourself about where you are mentally right now. Are you stuck in a pattern of negative thinking? Do you find yourself dwelling on what's wrong instead of what's possible? If that's the case, don't worry, you're not alone. We've all been there. But identifying the problem is the first step towards solving it. Sit with yourself and reflect. What thoughts are holding you back? What stories are you telling yourself about why you can't succeed or why things can't change? Write them down if you need to. Bring them into the light. Once you've done that, it's time to challenge those thoughts. Every negative belief you have can be questioned. Let me give you an example. Maybe you think, I'm not smart enough to do something big. Ask yourself, is that absolutely true? Often it's not. And even if there's some truth to it, you can work on it. The question isn't whether you're smart enough, the question is whether you're willing to learn and grow. Replace that limiting thought with a new one: I can learn anything I need to succeed. Another way to take control of your mindset is to focus on gratitude. This might sound simple, but it's powerful. When you focus on what you're thankful for, you shift your energy. You start to see possibilities instead of problems. Every morning, take 5 minutes to list 3 things you're grateful for. It could be as simple as having a roof over your head, a chance to learn something new, or even the fact that you're here today, ready to transform your life. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good exercise, it's a tool to rewire your mind toward abundance. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is another key step. Who are you spending time with? What are you listening to? What are you reading? If you're constantly exposed to negativity, it will seep into your thinking. Seek out people who lift you up. Listen to podcasts, read books, or watch videos that inspire and challenge you to grow. And if you don't have those people in your immediate circle, remember this: books and videos can be your mentors. You don't have to wait for the perfect friend or mentor to appear. You can start shaping your environment today. Now, here's something else to remember. Taking control of your mindset is not a one-time event. It's a daily practice. Some days will be easier than others. That's okay. On the tough days, remind yourself why you started this journey. Write it down and keep it somewhere visible. Maybe it's for your family. Maybe it's for yourself, to prove to yourself that you can be more, do more, and have more. Whatever it is, keep it in front of you. Let it guide you when doubts try to creep in. Lastly, remember this: taking control of your mindset doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It's not about ignoring problems. It's about choosing how you respond to them. It's about recognizing that your thoughts shape your reality. When you take control of your mindset, you take control of your life. Number 2, step away from toxic influences. Every day, your environment shapes you. The people you surround yourself with, the conversations you have, the things you listen to, watch, and read, they all leave an imprint on you. Sometimes we don't even realize how much of our thinking, behavior, and energy is influenced by these outside factors. That's why it's so important to take a close, honest look at what's around you. If you want to transform your life, you cannot allow toxic influences to hold you back. Now, let's define what I mean by toxic influences. Toxicity isn't always obvious. It's not just about someone yelling or being outright negative. Sometimes it's subtle. It's the person who discourages your dreams, even with a smile. It's the friend who complains all the time, draining your energy. It's the colleague who always has something critical to say about everything. Toxic influences can also come from the media you consume. Constant negativity, unhealthy comparisons, and unproductive distractions, all of these are toxic to your growth. So how do you start stepping away? First, you have to recognize the toxic influences in your life. This takes awareness. Start by paying attention to how you feel after spending time with certain people or consuming certain content. Do you feel energized, inspired, and motivated? Or do you feel drained, discouraged, and doubtful? If it's the latter, it's time to make some changes. I know this can be hard. Sometimes the toxic influences are people we've known for years. They might even be close friends or family members. But here's what I want you to remember: your growth, your success, your happiness, they depend on your ability to protect your environment. You can't let guilt or fear of conflict keep you tied to situations or relationships that are harming you. This doesn't mean you have to cut people off completely, but you do need to set boundaries. Setting boundaries is one of the most empowering things you can do. It's not about being rude or confrontational. It's about valuing your time, energy, and mental well-being. For example, if someone always brings negativity into your conversations, limit the time you spend with them. If you can't avoid them completely, choose to redirect conversations to positive topics. If that doesn't work, it's okay to distance yourself further. Remember, you're not responsible for fixing other people's attitudes. You're responsible for protecting your own growth. Another step is to replace toxic influences with positive ones. Nature abhors a vacuum, which means when you remove negativity, you need to fill that space with something better. Seek out people who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in your potential. These are the people who will lift you higher. And if you can't find those people right away, don't worry. You can start with books, podcasts, or videos from mentors and leaders you admire. Surround yourself with their wisdom and encouragement. Let me share a personal insight. When I was young, I was fortunate to meet a mentor who taught me the importance of environment. He said, "Jim, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." That hit me hard. I looked around and realized I needed to make some changes. Some of those changes were painful, but they were necessary. And let me tell you, when I started spending more time with people who were motivated, successful, and kind, my life began to change. Their energy became my energy. Their habits inspired my habits. And their belief in me helped me believe in myself. But it's not just about people. It's also about what you allow into your mind. Are you spending hours scrolling through social media, comparing yourself to others? Are you watching news that leaves you feeling hopeless and angry? If so, it's time to cut back. Instead, fill your mind with things that uplift you. Read books that teach you new skills. Watch videos that inspire you to grow. Listen to music that makes you feel alive. Choose what you allow into your mental space with intention. Now, I want to address the fear that might come up when you think about stepping away from toxic influences. It's normal to feel nervous. You might worry about being lonely or losing connections. But let me remind you of something: growth often requires letting go. It's not easy, but it's worth it. And here's the beauty of transformation: when you step away from what's holding you back, you make room for something better to come into your life. You'll find that as you grow, you'll naturally attract people and experiences that align with your new mindset. You don't have to force it. Just focus on becoming the best version of yourself, and the right connections will follow. Let me leave you with this thought: your life is too valuable to let it be influenced by negativity. You have dreams to achieve, talents to develop, and a purpose to fulfill. Don't let toxic influences rob you of your potential. Take the step today to evaluate your environment, set boundaries, and surround yourself with positivity. It might not be easy, but it will be one of the most transformative decisions you ever make. So, are you ready to protect your growth? Are you ready to step away from what's holding you back and step into the life you're meant to live? If you are, take action today. Start small if you need to, but start. Because every step you take toward a healthier, more positive environment brings you closer to the life you deserve. Number 3, embrace solitude for self-reflection. Let me talk to you about one of the most underrated tools for transformation: solitude. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and constant demands for your attention, solitude is often overlooked. But let me tell you this: it is in solitude that you can truly hear yourself think. It's in solitude that you discover who you are, what you want, and what needs to change. If you're serious about disappearing from the patterns and limitations of your past to create a new version of yourself, you need to embrace solitude for self-reflection. Now, when I say solitude, I don't mean isolating yourself from the world forever. I'm talking about intentionally creating time and space where it's just you, alone with your thoughts. No phone notifications, no noise, just you. For some people, this idea might feel uncomfortable. We're so used to filling every moment with activity that the thought of being alone can feel strange, even intimidating. But here's the truth: if you don't spend time with yourself, you'll never truly know yourself. And how can you transform into the best version of yourself if you don't even know who you are? The first step in embracing solitude is to carve out the time. Life is busy, I get that. But if something is important to you, you make the time. Start with just 15 minutes a day. Wake up earlier if you have to. Find a quiet spot where you won't be interrupted. For me, it could be sitting at a desk with a notebook, or maybe taking a walk in the park. The key is to find a space where you can think clearly. When you're in solitude, don't just sit there scrolling through your mind aimlessly. Use this time to reflect with purpose. Ask yourself questions that matter. Where am I in my life right now? Am I happy with the person I've become? What areas of my life need improvement? What are my biggest dreams, and what's holding me back from chasing them? Write these questions down and answer them honestly. Don't sugarcoat the truth. This is your chance to be real with yourself. You see, self-reflection isn't about criticizing yourself or dwelling on your mistakes. It's about understanding yourself. It's about identifying patterns in your thoughts, behaviors, and decisions. Maybe you've been stuck in a cycle of procrastination. Maybe you've been holding on to a fear of failure. Solitude gives you the clarity to see these things for what they are. Once you see them, you can start making a plan to change them. Now, some of you might think, Jim, I don't know if I want to face my thoughts. What if I discover things I don't like about myself? Let me tell you something: growth requires honesty. If there are areas in your life you're not proud of, don't run from them, confront them. Acknowledge them. Then commit to doing better. The goal of self-reflection is not to beat yourself up, it's to understand yourself so you can grow. Solitude is also a time to reconnect with your dreams. Life has a way of burying our dreams under the weight of responsibilities, routines, and other people's expectations. When was the last time you sat down and asked yourself, what do I really want out of life? Not what others expect from you, not what society says you should want, but what you want. Use your solitude to bring those dreams back to life. Write them down. Visualize them. Imagine what it would feel like to achieve them. Another powerful practice during solitude is to evaluate your values. What do you stand for? What kind of person do you want to be? These are big questions, but they're worth asking. When you're clear on your values, decision-making becomes easier. You start living with intention instead of just going through the motions. Let's talk about the practical benefits of embracing solitude. When you spend time reflecting, you gain clarity. Clarity leads to focus. And when you're focused, you're unstoppable. Solitude also improves your emotional health. It allows you to process your emotions instead of bottling them up or ignoring them. You can work through stress, anger, or sadness in a healthy way. It's like hitting the reset button for your mind and heart. Here's another thing to remember: solitude doesn't mean loneliness. Loneliness is feeling disconnected. Solitude is about reconnecting with yourself, your purpose, and your potential. When you embrace solitude, you learn to enjoy your own company. You realize that you don't need constant noise or validation from others to feel whole. Now, I won't lie to you. Embracing solitude takes practice. At first, your mind might race with 1,000 thoughts. You might feel restless or even bored. That's okay, stick with it. Over time, you'll find a sense of peace in being alone. You'll start to hear your inner voice, the voice of your intuition, your dreams, your true self. And let me tell you, that voice is powerful. It will guide you, encourage you, and push you to grow. But you can only hear it when you take the time to listen. To wrap this up, let me say this: solitude is not a luxury, it's a necessity. If you're serious about transforming your life, you must make solitude a regular part of your routine. Use it to reflect, to dream, to evaluate, and to plan. Use it to reconnect with yourself. Because here's the truth: the person you're becoming is shaped in those quiet moments. The decisions you make, the clarity you gain, the commitment you strengthen, it all starts there. So embrace solitude. Spend time with yourself. Discover who you are and who you want to be. And when you do, you'll emerge stronger, clearer, and more determined than ever. Number 4, create a vision for growth. Creating a vision for growth. If you want to disappear from your current circumstances and re-emerge as a stronger, better, more fulfilled version of yourself, you must have a clear vision of what that version looks like. Without a vision, you're wandering without direction. You're reacting to life instead of taking control of it. But with a vision, you have a destination. You have something to work toward, and that changes everything. Let's start with the basics. What does creating a vision mean? It's about defining the person you want to become and the life you want to live. It's about being specific and intentional. When I ask people about their goals, they often give vague answers like, I want to be successful, or I want to be happy, but what does that really mean? Success looks different for everyone. Happiness means different things to different people. Your vision has to be personal, clear, and detailed. Take a moment to think about it. Who do you want to be in 5 years? What kind of life do you want to wake up to every day? What habits do you want to have? What kind of relationships do you want to build? How do you want to feel mentally, physically, emotionally? Write it all down. Don't hold back. This is your chance to dream big and imagine your ideal future. Now, creating a vision isn't just about daydreaming. It's about being honest with yourself. Where are you right now? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What areas of your life need the most attention? This self-assessment can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. You can't create a roadmap to growth if you don't know where you're starting from. Once you've defined your vision, break it down into specific goals. Let's say your vision includes being physically healthy, financially independent, and emotionally balanced. What does that look like in real terms? Maybe it means exercising 5 days a week, saving a certain amount of money every month, and spending quality time with loved ones. These specific goals give you something to work toward. They make your vision actionable. Now, here's the key: your vision has to inspire you. It has to ignite a fire inside you. If your vision doesn't make you excited to jump out of bed in the morning, it's not big enough. Don't settle for a small, safe vision because it feels comfortable. Growth happens when you stretch yourself, when you aim higher than you ever have before. Let me share something personal. When I was a young man, I had no vision. I was working hard, but I wasn't getting anywhere. Then one day I met a mentor who changed my life. He asked me, "Jim, if you could design your perfect life, what would it look like?" I didn't have an answer, but that question stuck with me. I started thinking about what I wanted, not what I thought I could have, but what I truly wanted. I wanted to be financially free. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to make a difference in people's lives. That vision became my guiding light. It gave me purpose. Here's another important point: your vision is not set in stone. As you grow and evolve, your vision might change, and that's okay. What matters is that you always have something to aim for. Life without a vision is like driving without a destination. You'll end up somewhere, but it might not be where you want to be. Once you have your vision, keep it front and center in your life. Write it down. Create a vision board if you like. Look at it every day. Remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. When challenges come, your vision will keep you focused. It will remind you that the hard work, the sacrifices, and the effort are worth it. Now let's talk about the emotional connection to your vision. It's not enough to know what you want, you have to feel it. Close your eyes and imagine living your vision. Imagine waking up in your dream home, doing work you love, surrounded by people who inspire you. Imagine the pride, the joy, the fulfillment you'll feel. That emotional connection is what will keep you going when the road gets tough. Creating a vision for growth isn't just about yourself. It's also about the impact you want to have on others. Who do you want to help? How do you want to contribute to the world? A vision that includes service to others is always more fulfilling. It gives your growth a deeper purpose. Let me challenge you with this: don't just create a vision, commit to it. Commit to taking consistent action every day, no matter how small, to move closer to your vision. Success is not built in a day. It's built brick by brick, step by step. Some days will be hard, but remember this: every small action you take is a vote for the person you're becoming. Finally, celebrate your progress. Transformation is a journey, not a destination. Along the way, take time to acknowledge how far you've come. Celebrate the small wins. Use them as fuel to keep going. So what's your vision for growth? What kind of life do you want to create? Whatever it is, I want you to know that it's possible. You have the power to design your life. You have the power to grow into the person you've always wanted to be. But it starts with a vision. It starts with you taking the time to define what you want and committing to the journey of making it a reality. Number 5, plan your transformation roadmap. All right, let's get down to business. You've created a vision for growth. You've reflected on the person you want to become. Now it's time to take action. The key to transforming your life is not just dreaming about it, it's planning it. You can't just wish for change, you've got to have a plan. It's like setting out on a journey. You wouldn't just get in the car and start driving aimlessly, would you? No, you need a destination, a map, and clear directions. The same applies to your transformation. First, I want you to understand that a roadmap is not about having everything figured out. It's about direction. It's about identifying where you're starting from, where you want to go, and the steps that will get you there. It's a process. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, and it's rarely linear. But the key is to start, to take the first step. Without that, you'll stay stuck. So how do you plan your transformation roadmap? Let's break it down. First, you need to get clear on your current reality. Where are you right now in your life? What's working and what's not? Be brutally honest with yourself. Are you in a job you hate? Are your relationships draining you? Are your health habits sabotaging your progress? Understanding where you are is crucial, because without this clarity, you won't know where to start. Next, look at your vision. What does the best version of you look like? What kind of person do you want to become? What do you want your life to look like in the next 3 or 5 years? Write it down in detail. The more specific, the better. But remember, Your vision will not become a reality just by hoping for it. You need a clear plan for how to get there. And the only way to do that is to break it down into actionable steps. Start with the big picture. What are the key areas of your life that need to change for you to become the person you want to be? This could be health, wealth, relationships, career, or personal development. Whatever your vision looks like, break it down into these broad categories. Once you've identified these, start drilling down. What specific actions can you take in each of these areas? For example, if one of your goals is to improve your health, what does that look like? It might mean exercising every day, eating cleaner, sleeping more, or managing stress better. These are all actionable steps you can take, but without a clear plan, you'll find yourself stuck in the same habits. Now, here's a critical point: don't overwhelm yourself by trying to do everything at once. Transformation is not a race, it's a marathon. You don't need to change everything today. Start small. Choose one or two areas to focus on first. If you try to tackle too many things at once, you'll spread yourself too thin, and before long, you'll feel overwhelmed and ready to quit. Focus on small, consistent steps in the beginning. Make progress every single day. And remember, even small progress is progress. Your roadmap should also include a timeline. When do you want to see results? Do you want to lose weight in 6 months or become financially independent in 5 years? Set deadlines for yourself, but be realistic. You won't transform overnight. It's going to take time. But without deadlines, you'll continue putting things off. You'll continue thinking, I'll start tomorrow, and we all know how that ends. Tomorrow never comes. So commit to specific time frames. But also understand that if you don't hit every milestone exactly as planned, that's okay. Life happens, and sometimes things don't go according to plan. The important thing is to keep going, to stay on track even when things get tough. Next, you need to build habits around your plan. The person you want to become is the result of your daily habits. It's easy to talk about what you want to do. It's another thing to actually do it consistently. So, your roadmap must include creating habits that support your goals. Whether it's waking up early, working on your personal development, or taking care of your health, daily habits are the foundation of your transformation. And here's the key: habits don't have to be big to be effective. Start with small, manageable actions. Over time, these will compound, and before you know it, you'll be living the life you once only dreamed of. But here's the thing: when you're planning your transformation, you've got to anticipate challenges. Transformation is not easy. It's not always going to feel good. There will be days when you feel like quitting. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and moments of doubt. That's normal. But it's also why your roadmap needs to include strategies for overcoming challenges. What will you do when things don't go according to plan? How will you stay motivated when it feels like you're not making progress? You need to have a plan for those moments. This could be as simple as reminding yourself of your why you started this journey in the first place. Or it could be having a support system in place to lift you up when you feel down. Whatever it is, be ready for the tough times because they will come. Finally, remember that planning is an ongoing process. Don't think of your roadmap as something that's set in stone. Life changes, and so do you. Your goals will evolve, your circumstances will change, and your priorities will shift. But that's okay. As long as you continue planning, adjusting, and moving forward, you'll continue making progress. In closing, let me say this: your transformation starts with a plan. Without a plan, you're just wandering through life. With a plan, you have direction, focus, and purpose. Take the time to create your roadmap. Break it down into manageable steps. Focus on building small, consistent habits every day. And remember, transformation is a journey, not a destination. Stay committed, stay focused, and know that the best version of you is within reach. It's all possible, but it all starts with a plan. Number 6, build habits that empower you. Building habits that empower you is at the core of lasting transformation. You see, it's not about doing something once or twice and expecting to change. It's about the small, consistent actions you take every day. It's the little things that compound over time, shaping you into the person you aspire to be. If you want to disappear from your old life and re-emerge as someone new, you must focus on building empowering habits that move you closer to your goals each day. So let's talk about this. How do you build habits that truly empower you to become the best version of yourself? First, understand that habits are the foundation of your daily life. Your results are directly tied to what you do on a regular basis. You can have the biggest dreams in the world, but if your daily habits aren't aligned with those dreams, you'll never reach them. If you're someone who wants to be healthier, yet you're eating junk food and sitting on the couch every day, you're not going to achieve that goal. If you want financial independence, but you're not managing your money well, and you're not investing in your future, you won't get there. Your habits determine where you end up in life. Now, let's be honest. Creating empowering habits isn't always easy. You're going to face challenges. But the beauty of habits is that they are built over time. They are small actions you take consistently, even when you don't feel like it. And when you stick with it day in and day out, you'll start to notice changes not just in your results, but in who you are as a person. You'll become someone who sticks to their word, someone who is disciplined, someone who is dedicated to their vision. Let's break this down. What are empowering habits? These are the habits that align with your goals, that move you closer to the life you want to create. Empowering habits could be anything that pushes you forward, whether that's waking up early, exercising every day, reading personal development books, saving money, or meditating. The key is to identify the habits that will directly impact your success and your personal growth. Start by thinking about the goals you've set for yourself. What are the habits that will get you there? One of the most powerful habits you can start with is to wake up early. Waking up early gives you the opportunity to take control of your day before anyone else. It allows you to focus on yourself, to get clear about your goals, and to set a positive tone for the rest of the day. When you wake up early, you have time for personal development, exercise, or any other positive activity that sets you on the right path. And let me tell you, the people who wake up early are often the ones who accomplish the most because they're disciplined. They're focused. And that focus carries through the rest of their day. Another empowering habit is to develop a mindset of gratitude. You might be thinking, what does gratitude have to do with transformation? Let me tell you, gratitude changes everything. When you start your day by being thankful for what you have, your health, your family, your opportunities, you shift your focus from scarcity to abundance. This positive mindset propels you forward. It attracts more good things into your life because you're no longer focused on what's wrong. You're focused on what's right. And that energy flows into everything you do. Let's talk about the power of reading. You want to transform your life? Start reading. Read books that inspire you. Read books that challenge you to think differently. Reading is one of the most empowering habits you can develop. It expands your mind, sharpens your thinking, and gives you new ideas and perspectives. Think about the books you could be reading to help you grow, whether it's about business, relationships, health, or personal development. The knowledge you gain from books can give you the tools to succeed, and it doesn't stop there. Apply what you learn. Make sure the books you read influence your daily actions. Exercise is another habit that empowers you. Taking care of your body is not just about looking good, it's about feeling good. It's about energy. It's about confidence. When you exercise regularly, you strengthen your body and your mind. You build resilience. You become someone who takes pride in their physical health. This habit not only improves your body, but also boosts your mood, your focus, and your overall well-being. And let me tell you, when you feel good physically, you feel good mentally, and that energy translates into everything else you do. Now, let's talk about consistency. Consistency is the secret ingredient to making habits work for you. You don't need to do something perfectly every time. What matters is that you keep showing up. You do something, even if it's small, every single day. It's the little actions repeated consistently that create massive change over time. The challenge most people face is that they try to make big changes all at once. They burn out. They get frustrated. But the key to success is to break it down into manageable, consistent actions. When you commit to consistency, you build momentum. And momentum, my friend, is powerful. It carries you forward when things get tough. Let's also touch on the idea of discipline. Discipline is what separates the people who achieve their goals from those who don't. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline isn't about motivation, it's about commitment. It's about doing what you said you'd do, no matter how you feel in the moment. And discipline is built through small actions. The more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes. You start to trust yourself more. You become someone who can rely on themselves to follow through, and that builds your confidence. But here's the thing, when you start building empowering habits, you're going to encounter resistance. You'll face days when you don't feel like waking up early, when you don't want to work out, when you're too tired to read. But remember, transformation happens when you push through those moments. That's where the growth is. It's in the moments when you don't feel like doing something, but you do it anyway. Those are the moments that shape you into the person you're becoming. In closing, building empowering habits is one of the most powerful ways to transform your life. Start small. Be consistent. Focus on the habits that move you closer to your goals. And don't expect perfection. Expect progress. Over time, these habits will compound and you'll look back and realize how far you've come. You will have become the person you always wanted to be, not through one grand action, but through the small daily choices you make. So start today. Take control of your habits and watch your life change. The power is in your hands. Number 7, surround yourself with inspiration. Surrounding yourself with inspiration is one of the most powerful steps you can take on your journey of transformation. You see, the people you spend time with, the things you read, and even the things you watch play a significant role in shaping who you are and who you are becoming. The environment around you can either lift you up or hold you back. And let me tell you, if you want to disappear from your old, limiting self and transform into the person you truly want to be, you need to be intentional about the influences you let into your life. Inspiration is everywhere, but it's up to you to choose to surround yourself with it. When I say inspiration, I'm not just talking about motivation that lasts for a few minutes. No, I'm talking about long-term, sustainable inspiration that fuels you daily. This kind of inspiration starts with the people you choose to be around. If you're hanging around people who constantly complain, who tell you that you can't achieve your goals, or who bring negative energy into your life, you're not going to grow. Instead, you're going to stay stuck in the same old patterns. But when you surround yourself with people who are positive, who believe in your potential, and who are focused on their own growth, you start to think differently. You start to believe in yourself more. You start to feel motivated, not because you're forcing it, but because you're naturally inspired by the energy and mindset of the people around you. It's also important to surround yourself with the right content, books, podcasts, videos, and articles that inspire you. The knowledge you consume is just as important as the people you spend time with. If you're constantly feeding your mind with negativity, you're going to feel negative. If you're always filling your mind with self-doubt, you'll never believe in your potential. But if you start reading books that challenge your thinking, that encourage you to be better, and that remind you of your ability to change, you'll notice a shift. Your mind will begin to align with your vision. Instead of focusing on problems, you'll focus on solutions. Instead of thinking about your limitations, you'll think about the possibilities. Inspiration is a powerful tool, and you must use it daily to remind yourself of what you're capable of. The key to surrounding yourself with inspiration is to take control of your input. Don't let your environment dictate your thoughts, feelings, or actions. Take charge. Choose the books you read, the podcasts you listen to, and the people you engage with. Make sure they're lifting you up, not holding you down. And here's the thing, when you start surrounding yourself with inspiration, something incredible happens. You'll begin to transform from the inside out. You'll think bigger, you'll act with more confidence, and you'll find that your goals don't feel so out of reach anymore. But it's not just about the content you consume or the people you interact with. Inspiration also comes from your environment. Look around you, what are you seeing on a daily basis? If your space is cluttered, chaotic, and uninspiring, it's going to be hard to stay focused. But when you create an environment that supports your transformation, it's like giving yourself permission to succeed. Organize your workspace. Fill it with items that remind you of your goals. Surround yourself with things that make you feel good, things that motivate you. Your environment should inspire you to take action, to keep moving forward, and to stay focused on the person you're becoming. Also, don't forget about the power of gratitude. Inspiration isn't just about looking outward, it's about looking inward too. When you cultivate a mindset of gratitude, you start to see the beauty in your life. You start to appreciate the small wins, the progress you've made, and the people who are supporting you. Gratitude is a powerful source of inspiration because it shifts your focus from what's missing to what you already have. It reminds you that you are capable, that you are making progress, and that you have everything you need to succeed. So take a moment every day to reflect on what you're grateful for. It'll inspire you to keep going, even when things get tough. And let's not forget about the importance of finding role models. The people who have already walked the path you want to walk can provide a great deal of inspiration. Learn from their journeys. Read about their struggles and triumphs. Study their habits and mindset. The great thing about role models is that they show you what's possible. They remind you that transformation isn't just for some people, it's for anyone willing to do the work. When you see someone else succeed, it inspires you to keep going. It shows you that you too can achieve great things. In conclusion, surrounding yourself with inspiration is one of the most effective ways to accelerate your transformation. By choosing to be around positive, growth-minded people, consuming content that pushes you to think bigger, and creating an environment that supports your goals, you are setting yourself up for success. Inspiration isn't something that happens once in a while, it's something you can actively create every day. And when you fill your life with inspiration, you fill your life with possibility. You remind yourself that you are capable of achieving everything you set your mind to. So take control of your environment. Surround yourself with the things, people, and ideas that inspire you. And let that inspiration drive you to take action every single day. Your transformation is in your hands, and it starts with the choices you make. Let inspiration be the fuel that powers you on your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. Number 8, break free from past limitations. Breaking free from past limitations is the key to transforming yourself into the person you are meant to be. We all carry around baggage, whether it's negative beliefs about ourselves, failures we can't seem to move past, or patterns that have kept us stuck for years. But here's the truth: your past does not have to define your future. You have the power to break free from those limitations and create a new reality for yourself. It's time to let go of what's been holding you back and step into the future you deserve. You are not the mistakes you've made. You are not the negative opinions of others. You are not the limitations that were imposed upon you by your environment. You are who you choose to be today, and you can start fresh. It all starts with shifting your mindset. Your past doesn't have to dictate who you are today. If you keep holding on to old mistakes, you'll never move forward. If you keep holding on to the beliefs that you're not capable, you'll stay right where you are. But if you change your thinking, everything changes. You have to believe that you are worthy of success, happiness, and growth. The moment you decide to let go of the past and embrace who you want to become is the moment you start breaking free. Think about the limitations you've been carrying. What are they? Maybe they're things people have said to you over the years. Maybe it's a story you've told yourself over and over, like I'm not good enough, or I'm too old to change, or I've failed too many times. These are stories, not truths. And the more you tell yourself these stories, the more real they become. But you have the power to change the story. You don't have to keep telling yourself that you're a failure, that you'll never get ahead, or that you're stuck. You can create a new narrative. It's time to release those old beliefs and replace them with beliefs that support the person you want to become. You might be thinking, but Jim, it's hard. My past has shaped me and I get it. We all have experiences that shape us, but here's the thing: those experiences don't have to hold you hostage. The most successful people I know have faced obstacles, struggles, and setbacks. They've made mistakes, and some have even failed big time. But they didn't let their past keep them down. They didn't let it define them. They chose to break free from those limitations. They chose to learn from their past, but not to live in it. One of the most powerful ways to break free from past limitations is to take responsibility for your life. Stop blaming your circumstances, other people, or your past for where you are today. The moment you take full responsibility for your life is the moment you regain control. You are no longer a victim of your circumstances, you are the creator of your future. When you take ownership of your decisions, your actions, and your choices, you step into your power. And with that power, you can break free from anything that has been holding you back. It's also important to understand that breaking free from past limitations isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process. You won't wake up tomorrow and suddenly have no limitations. But every day you can take steps toward freedom. You can make new decisions, take new actions, and change your habits. And over time, those small changes will add up to a big transformation. It's like a muscle that gets stronger the more you work it. The more you practice breaking free from your old ways of thinking, the easier it becomes. And soon you'll find yourself thinking bigger, acting with more confidence, and achieving things you never thought possible. One of the key things to remember is that breaking free from past limitations requires courage. It takes courage to let go of old beliefs, old habits, and old patterns that no longer serve you. It takes courage to step into the unknown and create a new future for yourself. But let me tell you this, the most rewarding things in life are on the other side of fear. The things that seem impossible today are possible if you're willing to break through the limitations that are holding you back. And you have everything inside of you to make that leap. It's also important to be patient with yourself during this process. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, and you're going to face setbacks. There will be days when you feel like you're moving backward instead of forward. But that's okay. What matters is that you keep going. You keep pushing forward, even when it's tough. You keep taking responsibility for your actions. You keep making decisions that align with the person you're becoming. And over time, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. Breaking free from past limitations also involves forgiving yourself. So many people get stuck because they can't forgive themselves for their past mistakes. They keep carrying around guilt and shame, which only weighs them down. But the truth is, we all make mistakes. We all fall short at times. But that doesn't mean we are failures. It means we are human. And in order to move forward, you have to forgive yourself. You have to let go of the guilt and the shame and give yourself permission to be human. Once you do that, you free yourself from the past, and you open up the space for new possibilities. Finally, breaking free from past limitations means embracing growth. It means being open to change, to learning, and to evolving. You'll face challenges along the way, but those challenges are just opportunities for growth. They are the lessons that will teach you what you need to know to get to the next level. So instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, start seeing them as stepping stones. Embrace them, learn from them, and use them to propel you forward. In conclusion, breaking free from past limitations is one of the most powerful steps you can take in your transformation. Your past doesn't have to define you. You have the power to release old beliefs, old habits, and old patterns that are holding you back. You have the ability to create a new story, one that is filled with possibilities and opportunities. Take responsibility for your life, be courageous, forgive yourself, and embrace the process of growth. Your future is waiting, and it's up to you to break free and create the life you've always dreamed of. Number 9, focus on consistent daily actions. Focusing on consistent daily actions is where transformation truly happens. It's not about making one big leap or trying to do everything at once. It's about making small, focused decisions each day that move you toward your goal. The truth is, if you want to disappear from the person you've been and transform into the person you want to be, it all comes down to your daily habits. What you do every single day will either propel you forward or hold you back. And the most powerful thing about daily actions is that they compound over time. A small change done consistently can lead to incredible growth. Let's break this down. It's easy to get excited about big goals, to set a vision of where you want to be in a year or even 5 years. But let's be honest, big goals can feel overwhelming. When you look at a major goal, It's easy to feel like it's out of reach or too much to tackle all at once. And that's why consistent daily actions are so important. When you break down your goal into small, manageable steps, it feels less daunting. Instead of focusing on the finish line, focus on what you can do today. What is one small thing you can do that will move you closer to your goal? It doesn't have to be a huge step, just one thing. Over time, those little actions stack up. The key to this is consistency. It's easy to be motivated for a few days, even a few weeks, but motivation will fade if you don't make those actions a habit. Consistency means showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It means doing the work, even when the excitement wears off. And let me tell you, it's the people who stay consistent that win in the end. It's not the person who takes a few big steps and then quits. It's the person who keeps showing up, even when progress feels slow. One of the reasons consistency is so powerful is because it builds momentum. When you take action every day, no matter how small, you start to build positive habits. You start to see progress, and that progress motivates you to keep going. It's like when you're pushing a heavy boulder at first, it feels impossible. But with each small push, you start to feel it moving. And before you know it, that boulder starts rolling on its own, and your momentum takes over. The same is true with your goals. Each daily action creates momentum, and soon you'll be amazed at how far you've come. Now, let me tell you, there will be days when you don't feel like taking action. That's normal. We all have those days when our energy is low or when the temptation to procrastinate feels strong. But here's the thing, it's on those days when you don't feel like it that your true growth happens. The decision to show up, even when you're tired or not motivated, is what separates the people who succeed from the people who give up. It's the small actions you take on those days that build your character, your discipline, and your resilience. Consistency also helps you build trust in yourself. When you show up every day, even when it's hard, you prove to yourself that you can be relied upon. You start to believe in your ability to follow through, and that belief becomes a powerful tool for success. Think about it when you've made a promise to yourself and kept it. You feel proud, right? You feel more confident. And that confidence propels you to take even more action. On the flip side, when you don't follow through, you start to lose trust in yourself, and that can be a major roadblock to progress. Another key aspect of focusing on daily actions is tracking your progress. It's easy to get discouraged if you're not seeing huge results right away, but if you track your actions, you can see that you're moving forward. You can see the little wins. This could be as simple as writing down what you've done each day or reflecting on the progress you've made over time. Tracking your actions helps you stay accountable and reminds you that you are making progress, even if it feels slow at times. Remember, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, and the journey is just as important as the destination. Focusing on consistent daily actions helps you stay in the game long enough to see real change. And even though it might feel like small steps, those steps are what will lead you to the bigger changes you're seeking. Over time, your consistency will pay off, and you'll look back and realize that those daily actions made all the difference. Let's also talk about the importance of discipline. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation fades. Discipline is the ability to do what you need to do, even when you don't feel like it. And when you combine discipline with consistency, you create a powerful formula for transformation. Discipline means sticking to the process, trusting the journey, and not getting discouraged by setbacks. It means showing up every day, regardless of how you feel. And when you do that, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. The great thing about focusing on consistent actions is that you don't have to be perfect. Perfection is not the goal here. The goal is progress. It's about making small improvements each day, even if they're not huge. It's about doing your best, showing up, and putting in the effort. That's all you can control. And when you focus on the effort, the results will follow. So here's the challenge. What is one small action you can take today to move you closer to your transformation? Maybe it's reading a chapter in a book, making one phone call, or setting aside 10 minutes to plan your day. Whatever it is, make it a habit. Do it consistently. And remember, consistency is what will carry you through the tough times. It's what will help you stay focused even when the excitement fades. And over time, those daily actions will add up, and you'll look back and realize how much you've transformed. In conclusion, focusing on consistent daily actions is the key to disappearing from your old self and transforming into the person you want to be. Your daily habits, no matter how small, will shape your future. Consistency, discipline, and tracking your progress are all essential to this process. Stay committed, stay disciplined, and keep showing up every day. Your transformation is happening, and it starts with what you do today. Number 10, reemerge as your best self. Reemerging as your best self is the most powerful result of your transformation. This is where you take everything you've learned, everything you've done, and you step into the new version of yourself that you've been working toward. It's not just about physical change, though, that can happen. Too, it's about who you are now on a deeper level. This process of re-emerging doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you've done the hard work, when you've built the habits, when you've focused on daily actions that align with your vision. You've invested in yourself for a period of time, and now the fruits of that labor are starting to show. The new habits you've put in place, the mindset shifts, the dedication, it all starts to reveal itself. You've grown, you've learned, and now you're ready to show up differently in the world. You might not even recognize yourself sometimes because you've put in so much work to become someone new. But that's the beauty of the process. This isn't just a surface-level transformation. This is deep, this is meaningful, and when you re-emerge, you will be aligned with the best version of yourself. Re-emerging as your best self means that you are showing up with confidence. You've proven to yourself that you can be relied upon to do the work, that you have the discipline to follow through. It means you're no longer tied down by the limitations that once held you back. You've stepped out of the shadows of your past and into a new light, a new perspective, and a new way of seeing yourself. And it's not just a change in your actions, it's a change in how you think about who you are and what you're capable of. There's an energy that comes with this transformation, an energy that's visible to everyone around you. People will notice the difference. They'll see that something has shifted within you. You'll walk with a sense of purpose, knowing exactly who you are and what you stand for. Your actions will speak louder than words, and your confidence will inspire others to take a closer look at their own lives. But the most important thing about re-emerging as your best self is that you'll feel it within yourself. You'll feel the pride, the satisfaction, and the sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing you've done the work. You've changed, you've grown, you've put in the effort, and now you're living it, you've embraced your journey, and you're ready to share the best version of yourself with the world. There's a real sense of freedom that comes when you re-emerge. The old limitations, the self-doubt, the fears, they've been left behind. And what's left is a person who knows their worth, who trusts in their abilities, and who isn't afraid to step into new opportunities. You see challenges as stepping stones, not obstacles. You know that each challenge is an opportunity to grow, to stretch yourself even further. Re-emerging is about stepping into your power, owning your choices, and embracing the person you've worked so hard to become. It's about confidently saying, this is who I am, and I'm not backing down from this new version of myself. You stop seeking approval from others because you've already approved of yourself. You stop doubting your decisions because you've learned to trust your instincts. You stop holding back because you now understand that you are capable of so much more than you ever realized. The beauty of re-emerging is that it's a continuous process. You don't just re-emerge once and then stop growing. No, the best version of yourself continues to evolve. Each day is a new opportunity to step into a better, stronger, more confident version of yourself. You'll look back and marvel at how far you've come, but you'll never stop pushing to grow even more. And when you re-emerge as your best self, the world notices. But more importantly, you notice. You notice how your thoughts shift, how your confidence grows, and how you've become someone who no longer makes excuses. You've taken responsibility for your life, your actions, and your future. You've left behind the version of yourself that doubted, that hesitated, that played small. You've replaced that version with someone who is bold, courageous, and ready to tackle life head-on. The key to all of this is one simple thing: consistency. The small actions you've been taking each day, the changes you've been making over time, have led to this moment. It's the consistent daily effort that has brought you here. It's the dedication to your vision, the commitment to your growth, and the belief in your ability to change that has allowed you to re-emerge as the person you were always meant to be. Now, as you stand in this new version of yourself, embrace it fully. Don't second guess it. Don't downplay it. Own it. Because this is the best version of you. And when you step into that version, the world opens up. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach are now within your grasp. And the best part, you know you deserve them, you've earned them. So as you re-emerge, remember this: the person you are becoming is the result of all the work you've put in. It's a reflection of your dedication, your mindset, your daily actions. And this is just the beginning. The best version of you is waiting for you to step into it fully. This is your time. Go ahead and claim it. Step forward with confidence, with purpose, and with the knowledge that you are now living the life you were always meant to lead. And remember, this is not the end of your transformation. It's just the start of the next chapter.